What's the most unfair way someone twisted your words? My sister played a voicemail I left her during my mental breakdown to our entire extended family at Thanksgiving dinner, edited it to remove the context, and convinced them I was threatening to hurt myself unless they gave me money. But she didn't know I'd been recording our conversations for months because of her history of manipulation. I'm a 28-year-old teacher who'd been struggling after my divorce, lost my apartment, moved back home temporarily, and was working 2 jobs to rebuild. During a particularly dark night, I called my sister Rachel sobbing, saying things like, "I can't do this anymore, and everything would be easier if I just disappeared." I was talking about wanting to move across the country for a fresh start, maybe teach English abroad, escape the memories. Rachel had always resented me for being the smart one, while she was the pretty one. When I graduated magna cum laude, she told everyone I probably slept with professors. When I got engaged, she wore white to the wedding. Classic narcissist who couldn't handle anyone else getting attention. 2 weeks after that phone call, I walked into my parents' house for Thanksgiving to find 30 relatives staring at me with a mixture of pity and disgust. Before I could even put down the pie I'd brought, Rachel stood up dramatically. "We need to address Emma's cry for help," she announced, pulling out her phone. She played my voicemail on speaker. My broken voice filled the room. "I can't do this anymore, Rachel. I've thought about just disappearing. Everyone would be better off. The insurance money would help mom and dad with their mortgage." But she'd edited out the parts where I explicitly said I was talking about cashing out my teacher's retirement to help them while I taught overseas. My aunt gasped. My cousins shifted uncomfortably. My grandmother started crying. "Emma, we had no idea you were suicidal," my mom sobbed, "and trying to manipulate us with threats about insurance money. We raised you better than this." Rachel sat there with fake tears, playing the concerned sister perfectly. "I've been so worried. She's been calling me at all hours, demanding money, saying she'll hurt herself if we don't help." Complete lies. I'd called her exactly once and never asked for a cent. My uncle stood up, his face red. "This is emotional blackmail. You need professional help, not handouts from family members who've worked hard for their money." That's when I pulled out my phone. "You want to hear the full conversation, Rachel?" See, after she'd stolen $3,000 from our grandmother and blamed it on my ex-husband during the divorce, I'd started recording every interaction. I played the complete call. It included Rachel laughing when I talked about teaching abroad, saying, "Good, maybe I'll finally be the favorite when you're gone." It captured her suggesting I was being dramatic about the divorce. Most importantly, it had her saying, "You should totally cash out your retirement. Mom and dad would love that." The room went silent. Then I played another recording from the week before, where Rachel called me asking to borrow $5,000 for a business opportunity. And when I said no, she threatened to make sure the family knows what kind of person you really are. My uncle's expression changed completely. My grandmother looked at Rachel with dawning horror. "You edited that recording?" my mom whispered. But I wasn't done. I played 6 more conversations over the past year. Rachel admitting she stole grandmother's money. Rachel laughing about spreading rumors during my divorce. Rachel bragging to her friend about how she was going to destroy Emma at Thanksgiving because I wouldn't lend her money. The best part? In the final recording from 3 days ago, she described exactly how she'd edit my voicemail. "I'll just cut out the parts about teaching abroad and make it sound like she's suicidal. They'll be so worried they'll probably give her money, and I'll convince her to split it with me for saving her life." My aunt threw her wine in Rachel's face. Grandmother demanded her house key back. My parents told her to leave immediately. As Rachel grabbed her things, mascara running down her cheeks, she hissed at me, "You're sick for recording private conversations." "No," I said calmly. "I'm a teacher who learned to document everything. You know, like you taught me when you tried to get me fired by editing my classroom videos last year." She ran out sobbing. The family spent the next 3 hours apologizing to me. Turns out Rachel had borrowed money from 5 different relatives over the past year with elaborate sob stories. They'd all been too embarrassed to compare notes until now. Last week, grandmother changed her will and left Rachel exactly $1 to ensure she can't contest it. The note attached said, "For the granddaughter who taught me why recording apps exist." Rachel still posts on Facebook about her mentally ill sister who secretly records family, but nobody responds anymore. Funny how the truth sounds when you play the whole thing.